team efficiency rating. The offensive rating is points produced per possession times 100. Points produced, that's just 2 times your field goal made, plus 3-point field goals plus free throws made. Possessions are field goals attempted plus turnovers plus a fraction of your free throw attempts minus offensive rebounds. These formulas translate very well to whatever league we're looking at. We can evaluate teams and players very efficiently with that data.
There's going to be a variety of software stuff that we need to do, overhaul some of the back-end systems. We can't do that while the team is in season, obviously, because we're going to have to shut some things down for a longer period of time.
So when people ask me, well, what do you do? I always say basically using data and statistics to try to win games.
There are a lot of statistics that you can use for trivia. Who was the highest scorer of all time? Who had the most rebounds? Analytics is more appropriate for what do we do to beat our next opponent? What are the things strategically that they do poorly? What are the things that they do well? What are the things that we can do to attack them?
Our work touches everything from who should we draft, who should we sign in free agency, for whom should we trade, how should we think about this player's return to play after a hamstring injury, how do we improve this player's shooting? I mean, it is everything.
I think it goes back to information, right? What data models are saying about what's happening is information the same way that what a coach sees and what video is saying is information. Wouldn't you want the best possible information to make decisions?
For every game, there are cameras in every arena that track the location of the players and the ball. These are all electronic, automatic. There are definitely things within a game that we will track by hand. Basically, every game I take notes on what's going on. These are notes that are just more detailed. We talked about manual tracking of the game. During games now, I will basically put down notes for things that I need to follow up with. Things that may have worked, things that may have not worked in a game.
Some simple statistics that we look at are free throw percentage and volume of free throws. A free throw shot is fixed. Everybody is taking it from the same distance. Everybody is taking it uncontested. You can compare people's free throw percentages pretty well. And also free throw percentage will do a pretty good job of predicting other types of shooting.
You'll hear a lot of commentators say it's a make or miss league, and that's true. Shooting is the most important factor when it comes to winning basketball games, both on the offensive side and the defensive side. And you've probably also noticed and heard people talk about teams are taking more threes, and the reason for that is kind of the math behind shooting. And so there are certain areas on the floor that are higher value, and there are certain areas on the floor that are lower value. The areas on the floor that are the highest value are first going to be at the basket. The second is going to be corner threes. Next is going to be your above the break threes, and then you get into your paint and mid-ranges last. So teams basically took players who were stationed in the mid-range and they moved those catch and shoot shots. Now they're just taking 2 steps back and you're taking that for an additional point, and you're making them at similar percentages. For example, if you take 12 2-point shots and you make 6 of them, you scored 12 points. So your field goal percentage is 50%. Now if another player takes 12 shots from 3-point range, they only need to make 4 of them to also score 12 points. So that field goal percentage is 33%, but both players have scored the same number of points. So effectively from 3-point range, you've also made 50% of your shots. Effective field goal percentage gives that extra value to 3-point shooting because you have the extra point that you're scoring from it.
𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡 group a lot focuses on building tools and software, and they also focus on these longer-term research initiatives.
We're going to get pose data. That's going to tell us where their hands are. That's going to tell us, this was a contested shot. How contested? Was it hand in the face? Was it hand up here? Was it hand down here? And that's going to be really helpful for understanding shot mechanics, for understanding defense. As computing power gets cheaper and faster, we're able to process information about games faster, to the point where in the next couple of years, I would imagine we'll be able to have a lot of these insights live. We'll be able to say something about the play we just ran. I think of us as an R&D group. There's research and there's development. And so the development side of it is much more software engineering. It's building out a big database in the back end. It's making sure that we get data overnight from the NBA accurately, efficiently, quickly. It's making sure that we get that data when it comes in as soon as the game is over so we can have a post-game report ready to go for the coaches before they get on the plane. And there is a whole software group that does that. But at the same time, I also want data scientists and statisticians and people who can help convey information in a good way, come up with good visualizations, figure out the right metrics to present.
The green dots are makes, the red dots are misses, and there's cameras in the practice facility that track on all 4 hoops all the shots and information regarding the arc of the shot, the depth of the shot, and the left-right variance. So if you click on a green dot, you can not only see if it's a make or miss, but then evaluate the different factors at play.
Good information to make decisions is what we would want. And so what I would say is that information includes everything. It includes the human factor, it includes what our eyes are seeing, it includes what data is saying, it'll include medical information, it'll include outside factors that could be relevant. And if there are people that say the only thing that matters is this piece of information, this model, then I think they're at a disadvantage, right? And so for us, kind of the biggest thing is we want to know, we have all these pieces of information, and then we want to make informed decisions.
Analytics in basketball has changed a lot of the sport. The game has evolved and dramatically changed. When I see there's a group with the Wizards that does some of this work, I feel happy that they have learned from what I produced a long time ago, what I produced over the last 15 years while I've been in the league. I'm happy to see that we have 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗧 here. We have a lot of women in the sports analytics field, not only in basketball, but outside of basketball. I like the fact that there are sports analytics club programs in high schools that are using sports to teach math, giving kids an opportunity to have a career where that question that a lot of us asked in school, like what is it good for? Now you can give them a very tangible answer. It's working in sports, applying your math skills. That is very satisfying to me. Yeah, when I step back and just allow myself to just kind of enjoy, it makes me feel good that what I did matters to teams that are winning championships, and hopefully we do that as well.